All right, Shalom. This is your brother Nahalia from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah. And a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Yahweh is the name of the one they ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shai is the name of the one they ignorantly call Jesus. Bahashem is in the name. Rakah is spirit. Kodash is holy. Akyam is brothers. Akwath is sisters. Shalom means peace. And Yashar Allah is Israel in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew. This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 31. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And in every place where we were scattered, there's an example of the destruction of the Israelites, who are Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. The destruction of the Israelites, the triumphing over the Israelites, and now the vengeance of the Israelites by the one they ignorantly call God. And that's why these cities are troubled. That's why these cities are miserable. That's why even Edomites are beginning to catch hell. Because again, Baruch chapter 4 and verse 31, miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. And it's beautiful. Look at the circle of events. The scriptures talk about the Lord likening his judgment unto a ring. And when you look at the destruction of these cities, it's a reminder that you don't get away with Esau won't get away with what he's done. That's why there's no peace in these cities. That's why there's no rest, no comfort. There was for a portion of time. All right. And I'm dealing with America in particular. There was a portion of time. That's why I say it's an example of the fall of the Israelites. When you think about chattel slavery and all of that oppression, the triumphing over the Israelites. When you think about the Reconstruction era, the civil rights movement, and now you're beginning to see the vengeance of the Israelites by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Because the Lord told him to rejoice, but the Lord also said he was going to take vengeance. And now we're starting to see that play out in all of these cities. You have these Edomites who say, well, it wasn't me. I didn't have slaves, but you rejoiced at our fall. Did you not? When they were in the suburbs and they were talking amongst each other and the subject of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans came up, what do you think that conversation went like? They were triumphing over us. They rejoiced at our fall, even if they didn't have slaves, even if they're not on the top of this society. Their bragging rights was that you Israelites fell and we rule over you. And now these cities are miserable. Now Esau's complaining about not being able to get a house, or not being able to afford a house, or not being able to feed his family. Miserable are these cities that rejoiced at our fall, man. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 33. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad at thy and was glad of thy fall, Salakia, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. And now these cities are grieved, man. These cities are grieved. And we're just dealing with Babylon the Great in particular as an example, but everywhere the Israelites were scattered, everywhere we were scattered, the Lord is taking vengeance. When you look at this careless city, it's getting less and less careless as we move forward into the judgment of the Heavenly Father, man. But they rejoiced at our fall. When we was falling, they rejoiced. Even the poorest Edomites in this society at one time had a bragging right that they were better than you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. For those Edomites that always say, it wasn't me, I didn't have slaves, I don't call the shots in this society. You still rejoice at our fall, man. Called us criminals, told us to pick us up by our bootstraps, as if we weren't robbed and spoiled. Now these cities are miserable, and now you are being robbed and spoiled by your own. Esau is taken from Esau. And as they rejoiced at our fall, now these cities are being grieved for their own desolation, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 13. For whereas they would not believe anything by reason of the enchantments upon the destruction of the firstborn, they acknowledge this people to be the sons of God. And that's what it's going to take. Just like Egypt, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take the Lord breaking this place for the world to understand to touch not the Lord's anointed concerning the Israelites, who are Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Beginning with the elect, because 2/3 of our people at this point are beyond the point of rehabilitation. And this exodus will not take all Israel out of these places. Only the elect. Because only the elect have returned to Yahweh by Shemawashah. But miserable are these cities for what they've done to our people. Even though 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed on this side, they're still going to come back in the kingdom. But there is no resurrection to life for these Edomites, and these other nations will never know what it's like to have rulership again. They'll rule over their own people, but they'll still be subject unto the nation of Israel, beginning with Yahweh Shai. Because the whole world looked at us like we belong here, man. Think about that. The whole world looked at us like this is all we were good for. The butt of every joke. Every nation got a byword and a proverb for us, and they believe we belong here. When this was just a punishment. This was the Lord telling us as a kid to sit in the corner for a little bit. Let's get this. Let's get one of the staples, one of the gold scriptures, man. Call her Lord Yahweh Shemawashah, man. And this triumphs any hell we catch on a personal level. This triumphs over that, man. These people are miserable and grieved, and they have no hope, man. And it goes back to the Lord taking vengeance for what they've done to us. The Lord hasn't forgotten. Even if 2/3 of our people have forgotten, the Lord hasn't forgotten what they've done to us, man. Lamentations chapter 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Because we were put to shame here, man. Chained up. Your wife naked. Being put on an auction block. The children you did have with your wife in captivity taken from you. Never to be heard or seen from again. We were put to shame here, man. And now the same cities where we stood on auctioning blocks are now miserable. And it's only going to get worse for them. Because the Lord hasn't forgotten what they've done to us, man. And it's a beautiful thing. Let's go here. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32. I'm going to jump down to verse 43. Deuteronomy 32 and 43. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. And that's the one thing the world don't want, man. They don't want the Lord to have mercy on us. They want us to be in this condition and position forever. This was a punishment. It wasn't our permanent final destination. And now these cities are miserable. At one point they rejoiced. Even the other heathen nations, they rejoiced over us that we fell. Now they're miserable. Now they're grieved. Them same loans that they were giving Jake, that they knew Jake couldn't pay back, now they're giving the average Edomite. Now all of that privilege and commonwealth is being taken from these average Edomites. But they rejoiced at our fall. Even with nature, earthquakes in diverse places, teeth of wild beasts. All of these things are the Lord taking vengeance. The Christian church ain't going to read about that, how the Lord's going to take vengeance for the sake of his people. That all these cities where we were gathered, sold, mistreated, they're all being grieved, man. And that's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai rendering a recompense, man. The Lord's judgment is like unto a ring. That's why while they did have a chance to rejoice, we were in mourning. And as the kingdom is translated from one people to another, we're beginning to rejoice more as we see the judgment. And that's in the scriptures. Let's get that. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 25. And verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Every day we wake up, we're one day closer. Every day we wake up, as this place gets worse, we're reminded that the Lord is rendering a recompense for what's been done to us. That in the minds of most people, it may be the past, but for the Lord, it must be paid back. The Lord requires that which is past. And we're witnessing these cities be destroyed for what they've done. You know, when you look at this picture, you see these people, these angry people. One of them looked like a Jake standing on top of a van. And remember us standing on top of auctioning blocks. At one point, people screaming to try to get the best deal for a strong buck, a strong Jake. Now they're screaming because of the unfair treatment. When Jake was being hung and how they yelled and screamed and rejoiced, now they're in the streets yelling and rebelling because of what's being done to them. Miserable are these cities, man. In every place, especially in America and Babylon the Great, there's an example of us falling as a nation, the world rejoicing and triumphing over us, and now the world being grieved because of it. I just want to go into that through the spirit because, again, we are in beautiful times, man. We are in beautiful times. The world is being made an example of. This society is being made an example of by Yahweh Shema Shai. And it is only the beginning of sorrows. And the world is about to find out that the Lord is doing all of this for the sake of his people, beginning with the elect. So Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.